Good morning, my lovelies. Okay, this is going to be a reading for my little witchy poos. Whether you're feminine or masculine, gender does not discriminate or apply necessarily here. With that, I was getting the feeling that, interesting, the Fool and the Star. There's some sort of... Okay, I kept seeing the Tower card in my head. And interestingly enough, both at my house and at my daughter's school when I dropped her off this morning, Tangled was playing. And I kept seeing the Tower card in my head. And I felt like that's the perspective shift that somebody here needs to realize about Tower moments, okay? Is they're not necessarily bad. It could be the mindset or the crumbling or the shift that finally sets you free and makes you realize that you can attain your dreams, that you always were different or chosen or special and different in some way for a reason, okay? The Star and the Fool. I think there's something happening here, especially with the energy of the portal we had last night, this morning, with the Halloween into something. Energy, it's like you're leaving something behind. You're closing out a cycle of like self-sabotage, self-destruction. There it is. And having to fight and realizing that the abundance and the abundance that's on its way to you could not access you before because of the energetic blockages from the people and energies that you were tolerating before. But as you have chosen unconditional love for yourself and had this breakthrough and clarity of exactly what you're worth, who's worth your time, who's worth your energy, like this unconditional love for yourself, regardless of what anybody else says, what anybody else feels, how, like, again, I'm hearing the kind of like big mad. It's like, you've got a lot of people who are finally like, what do they have? Nothing except for self-respect. And apparently that's something that those other people may be lacking. And that is okay, because they will get there when they get there, but you can go ahead and inspire them from a distance, doing it for yourself, okay? With that, I want to go ahead and see what's coming in for you this November, because I am feeling big level up, something coming in. And with the Six of Wands immediately wanting to come out, Six of Wands, King of Swords, Five of Swords, okay? I'm getting a lot to do with communication coming in. There's some sort of conversation, some sort of proposal, some sort of clarity, maybe a letter, an email. This could be a work opportunity. Okay, Nine of Cups, though. It's giving a little more romantic in nature, okay? Whoa. Yeah, definitely a little more romantic in nature. The Hierophant and the Six of Cups. Are you kidding? 242 on the timer. Okay. What is flipped over in my deck? We also have the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm getting there's a masculine energy here wanting to come in, especially towards the feminine. And as well, kind of going through this like closing out of these cycles. And I especially see, okay, with the Devil sitting right next to it, I feel like again, this kind of ties into my last reading. So I want to get more clarity on this love reading, okay? Who's this masculine? Okay, Eight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Six of Swords. Somebody from the past who definitely did not feel worthy of you, especially financially, may have chosen some sort of karmic third party, Queen of Wands energy. I feel like this was a part of this journey. I feel like this person kind of had to go through this to be able to see their worth and realizing that like you weren't too good to be true. That kind of, I feel like this person came in and showed you, like raised your standards, and then like vice versa. Like you made this person realize that they don't have to celibacy could be significant here. They don't have to settle for less and sit here in any kind of connection that truly makes them feel lesser than, okay? Ace of Cups, Page of Cups, or Ace of Cups, Page of Cups. I cannot talk. I am so tongue-tied. I feel like this person, what was this card that flipped over? Oh my God. Wheel of Fortune, the World, and the Artist. And I was specifically drawn to this deck today, okay? And this card is only in this deck. With this energy, I feel like there's this new story ready to be written. 404 on the timer. This is something that's been a long time coming. Okay, I'm hearing if this is especially like, whether this is a new connection or somebody that you've known before, I feel like there's something about like 18 months to 2 years that's significant here as far as this connection, like feeling like it's tried to take off but never really gotten there, okay? But with the Wheel of Fortune and the World, it's finally coming to a close where there's no more cycles that are standing in the way of this. There's no more mind ache standing in the way of this. The decision has been made for there to be a rebirth, 432 on the timer, for there to be a new beginning, for there to be like travel and commitment to this connection. Okay, 10 of Pentacles, I'm hearing specifically the loyalty that you have held faith in yourself, the integrity that you've had for yourself, the faith that you've continued to have through whatever the world looked like is what's bringing this love in, okay? The strength, again, the strength that you've held, the lack of like wavering in your faith. Oh my God, these cards, the Magician and the freaking High Priestess. Miss Witchy Poo, okay, like, Miss or Mister, but like both of you, there's a level up here. The Magician, I'm seeing like, okay, I'm hearing something to do with like Twitches now, and it's like, it doesn't matter what darkness, especially if it's been like past lovers that have ever tried to make you question like your worth in this, okay? That's all coming to a close, because this is going to be a love that's going to yeah, I'm hearing it's going to make it all make sense. It's all going to make sense. Why? Okay, now I'm hearing, what's that song by Rascal Flatts, Bless the Broken Road, that led me straight to you. Okay, this is a love that's going to make it all make sense. You're going to understand why nobody else ever worked out. Why the other people weren't on your level, because you were supposed to be the light to come in and inspire them, but it was also to be a light to inspire you to know that there is better out there for you, and you are now about to receive it, okay? Queen of Cups to go with the King of Cups. Again, it's all going to make sense. Three of Swords into the Three of Cups, closing out the cycle of heartache and heartbreak and anguish, and stepping into a moment of celebration, a lifetime of celebration, of peace, of tranquility, of this person finally seeing you for you and offering you something greater than what you've ever had to give away, okay? I'm hearing like all debts repaid. Anything that you've ever given away in love is going to be coming back to you tenfold through this connection. I feel like there's almost this heaviness here about how to bring back in this connection, okay, with Nine of Wands, Page of Wands, Death and Rebirth, and the Emperor and the Hanged Man, followed by the Chariot and Justice and the Eight of Wands. Okay, it's almost like this yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, and I feel like this masculine doesn't even realize it, but there's some sort of energy, oh my God, that's about to force them in. They literally can't resist. Magnetic, unexplainable pull. Shut up. I swear, being psychic sometimes, like, even blows my mind, okay? Yeah, they're tired of pretending and hiding how they feel, okay? I'm feeling something to do with, like, family in the past, whether this is, like, religious differences, cultural differences, could be single parents, could have had, like, previous marriages in the past that stood in the way of this or something along those lines, but I'm feeling it's like, even then you couldn't hide how you felt, and especially not now, with desire and returning, okay? Like, there's this fantasy aspect to it. There's this unexplainable chemistry. It's like, obviously the two of you know each other in physical ways, but it's like, this has been for the two of you to get to know each other spiritually and emotionally and mentally, so that no matter what comes in against this, that nothing can ever like separate it again, okay? And with returning, it's like recalling the past, the memories, the nostalgia, tired of hiding their emotions, ready to take a risk on this connection, okay? Like, why not? Why not now? It's kind of the energy. I feel like this person and you have all been like really, really hung up on like the when, and it's like, it doesn't matter when, it's when you're ready, okay? Whoa. Oy, my goodness. Okay, non-action reversed. I'm thinking that is right now, because that would normally mean later, but that now. Definitely somebody who ghosted you in the past, okay? Divine masculine, getting rid of all the like the habits, the vices, the things that stood in the way or made their mindset feel like lesser than, or like they weren't worthy of this connection, okay? The poison, because that's what stood in the way of them realizing that you really are their mirrored soul, their twin flame, their other half. 808 on the timer as I say it, okay? No more of this like anger and rage at themselves for back and forth coming and going. They've gone through the awakening to realize that you are, in fact, their soulmate, a soul contract, that it's time for reconciliation, and the proof is about to be in the pudding, okay? Again, I'm hearing something to do with Christmas time, like figgy pudding. I don't know why. Phineas and Ferb is now playing in my head. Something about very childlike energy here is coming up, but like, it's going to be very grounded, okay? Again, childlike energy, okay? Coming to the awareness that this is their person, okay? And ready to come in for some sort of a confession sooner than you think, okay? Ready to pop up. I feel like I need charms and dates real quick. Okay, let's get some dates. Speaking of, if you would like to book a personal, more accurate reading, I have plenty of options in my bio. I am hosting a fabulous sale right now until the 11th. Okay, next 5 days, next week, next 2 days, next 9 days. I'm hearing the 9th, like the 9th of this month could be very significant. That's also my mommy's birthday, so you could be Scorpio. Okay, heavy water sign energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, as well as Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Leo, and Aquarius. Maybe even some Gemini, Libra energy. Okay. Yeah, definitely time for union with these two. Divinely guided and protected by your angels, okay? I'm hearing the Dos Oruguitas song playing again in my head, like two butterflies that had to fly away to grow and learn how to come back together, okay? But I'm hearing this is charging back in, okay? There could also be something to do with like Southern Charm or like chivalry here, or like maybe the both of you were like raised a little more Southern, or like in different faiths. Okay, yeah, but I'm hearing this is a loyal connection that's going to come in with a lot of excitement, a lot of adventure. I feel like you've waited a long time for this, but it is very protected. And again, with the Pisces energy, okay? The letter R may be significant as well as trees. Like I'm hearing specifically willow trees, okay? I love you guys oh so very much. I hope you have an amazing day.